You know, I don't really post videos like this without any makeup on, but my skin is just going through it. Should we play connect the dots with the acne? But you know what? Let's not stigmatize this anymore. Let's talk about acne. Well, we cover it up. At the end of the day, we just want to love our skin and love the skin we're in. And that's what we're gonna do today. If you like this video and you wanna know all the deep, dark details, make sure to watch the full length video on my YouTube channel, Radiant Soul Beauty and Spa. There are two types of acne, teen acne and adult acne. Now, what causes which? So teen acne is mainly caused by an influx in your hormones. We all know that hitting puberty is rough. We experience acne because our hormones are fluctuating. And then as an adult, if you never had acne as a teenager, you may experience acne as an adult, which can be due to stress, diet, genetics, endocrine disorders, and your immune system acting up on you. And as an adult, there are two types of acne that can happen, such as persistent acne versus late onset acne. Well, what's the difference between the two? Well, persistent acne is a continuation or a relapse in your acne from adolescence. So if you had acne as a teenager or an adolescent, it got a little better, but it never really went away. And then all of a sudden you hit 25 or older and your acne's come back. That is what's considered persistent acne. Now, there's also something called late onset acne, which I believe that's what I'm experiencing right now. I never really had really bad acne as a teenager or a preteen, but all of a sudden I'm in my mid-30s and my face has never been worse. And what that is due to is, honestly, it happens more in women than it does in men, ages 25 and up. It appears in the chin, jawline, neck, or chest. The severity is mild to moderate, and it contains more of inflammation. As you can tell, you can see like the really red pimples on my face versus comedones, which is like whiteheads or blackheads. Now, I still have whiteheads on my chin, but all of these red dots that you're seeing on my face, there's not much inside of that. And that's just that's just papular inflamed acne. And this is what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing late onset acne right now, and I don't like it. Besides all of that, there are two other types of acne, which is inflamed pustular, which is what's on my face right now, as well as congested acne, such as whiteheads and blackheads. So let's talk about the causes. What causes acne? Well, to be completely honest with you, acne happens from within. So if you have food allergies, gluten allergies, food sensitivities, things like that, that's what's going to cause acne on your face. If you're not eating good, if you're not eating in a balanced diet, if you aren't taking a probiotic, I really recommend at least taking a probiotic if you're not willing to change what you put into your body. A lot of things can be balanced out from within our skin. Acne is something that can't just be addressed topically. It needs to be addressed from within, so systemically, because that's what's happening. It's hormone related, it's diet related, it's genetic related, it's all of these things. And some of it is out of our control, but some of the stuff we can't actually control. For example, dairy causes inflammation. It's not necessarily the dairy itself, but it's the hormones that are placed in the dairy stuff. So the byproducts of dairy and the hormones that you then ingest are translated into your skin once it's consumed, which that is what spikes your insulin, which is what causes the oil production. So it's not directly the dairy, but too much dairy spikes your insulin production, which then causes oil production. And oil, excess oil, is what causes the acne. Another thing that causes acne is hormones, like I've said. So whether you're going through puberty, or you're having your menstrual cycle, or you're pregnant, all of these things will affect your skin and your acne production. So it goes back to the hormones, which again is something that's happening internally, something that's happening inside of us. Another thing that causes acne is stress. So this one isn't directly related to women. I feel like women usually go through more acne than men. And a lot of the times the men acne is stress related or hormone related. So they're going through puberty, or if they have it as an adult, they're very stressed. So it's a rise in testosterone and cortisol levels. When they increase, it causes an increase in oil production. So that's another cause of our acne. Another thing that causes acne is your genetics. Some of us, we're just born this way. We're just automatically prone to acne, and there's no one to blame but your mom and dad and your grandparents on that one. But another factor that causes acne is medications. So if you have endocrine system issues, if you have immune systems and your issues and you're on medication for those, then I think it's super important to consult with your doctor when they offer to put you on a certain medication, to make sure to ask them if this is going to directly cause acne production and increase. So if you're already suffering from acne really badly and the doctor wants to put you on a medication to help with something else that's not acne related, definitely ask them and make sure to know if this is going to cause more acne for you. I'm not a doctor, so I can't necessarily speak onto what medications cause acne more than others. So that is definitely a conversation that you want to have with your physician. Another cause of acne is hair and makeup cosmetics. So if you're using a really rich and oily hair product and your hair is sitting on your back or along your shoulders and décolleté, kind of like my hair is right here, then you may notice an increase in your acne in that area. Also, the fragrance that are put into hair and makeup products is another thing that's going to make your skin break out, as well as plastics when they are put into hair and makeup products. The plastics, in addition to the fragrance, actually irritates the hair follicle and causes friction, which produces the acne as well. Another thing that causes acne is our environment. So things in the environment like UVA rays, UVB rays, climate pollution can also contribute to acne, as well as the change in the seasons. So, and that's kind of where we're at right now too. So even though I think I'm suffering from late onset acne, I also feel as though it is spiking right now because we are going from summer to fall. And I've actually had a lot of clients come in just recently who have not had a lot of acne problems that have actually come in for an acne facial treatment. Another thing that causes acne too is picking. So when you go to mess and pick at your face, especially with dirty hands, I always like to wash my hands before I wash my face or try to pick at any acne. And I don't necessarily pick. As a trained professional, I know the proper extraction techniques to prevent scarring and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So if you're messing with a pimple and you can't seem to get it, I highly recommend just stopping, putting a pimple patch on it, and then seeking a professional, whether that be a dermatologist or an esthetician. These are the professionals who know how to properly extract congestion from the skin without causing scarring. Regardless of whether or not you're seeking a professional or doing it yourself, it's not exactly the most pleasant thing to experience, but it's better than leaving a hole in your face and having a lot of acne scarring once you finally get rid of it and get it under control. Friction is another thing that causes acne. Like heat, pressure, occlusion, repetitive friction, all of these things are going to contribute to you breaking out. So think about it like when we were in the pandemic and we were breaking out a lot around the mouth, nose area because we were wearing the masks. The masks held in heat and moisture, caused friction, had occlusion, and it's the perfect environment for acne to produce and thrive in. So I also like to think too, if anybody who's watching this video played football and had to wear a chin strap and had a lot of breakouts on their chin, this is why. It was heat and sweat, occlusion from the strap touching your chin, plus the friction of it constantly moving, which is what caused you to break out. Things to do to prevent that is making sure that you dehydrate the area. So you wipe the area with like an astringent, which is like an alcoholic based solution, which I don't recommend for people unless they have super oily skin. A product such as Ten Skin is great to get rid of that excess oil. It brings the rest of the stuff inside of the pore to the surface, which allows you to extract it better. Well, the other thing that we should talk about are treatments and products. How can we treat this? What are the best products to use? As I had mentioned before, acne is best treated from within, systemically. So the first and foremost thing, if you don't change anything within your diet, put a probiotic into your body. Probiotics is what's going to help balance out the bacteria, not only in your gut, but the bacterial microbiome on your skin's surface. So it will help with oil production, it will cut down on your acne, and it's like the first step that you can take to really heal yourself from within. As a woman, something else that we can do to really take control and help with our acne is to clean your makeup brushes regularly. You should be cleaning your makeup brushes at a minimum of once a month. And you know that dirty old makeup sponge that you've never once thrown away or washed? Throw it out at the end of every month. They're cheap, they're not expensive, and they are a breeding ground for bacteria. So if you're throwing it around on the counter or you've dropped it on the floor and picked it up and continue to use it, these are all things that are going to contribute to your acne. So wash your makeup brushes once a month, if not every 2 weeks, and make sure to at least throw out and get a new makeup sponge at least once a month as well. Another thing that's really good at treating acne is MSM, also known as Organic Sulfur. It can be added to water and put onto your face, and it actually has anti-inflammatory properties in it, which is going to take out the redness, it's going to soothe the skin, and it's going to make it ultimately look and feel so much better. Organic Sulfur, or MSM, is also really good for eczema, rosacea, and acne, of course. And it also boosts collagen production. And who doesn't want that? That means with higher collagen production, less fine lines and wrinkles, which means less units of Botox. Another thing that's really good for acne is zinc oxide. Zinc oxide can be added to your facial mask, whether you're a professional or using a face mask at home. You can add this to your mask. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, and it helps to reduce puffiness. So if you wake up in the morning and you have puffy under eyes, or your face in general just looks super puffy, maybe you had a long night out drinking, something like that. If you mix zinc oxide in with your face mask and leave it on for 7 to 10 minutes, you'll notice a reduction in your skin's puffiness, which who doesn't want to depuff, right? Other products that are really good to use, because I'm a Dermalogica expert in product, of course I'm going to recommend to you some Dermalogica products. If you suffer from what I have, which is like a lot of red and inflamed acne, I highly recommend that you use the Ultra Calming line from Dermalogica. Their face wash, toner, and serums are all going to reduce the redness of your acne, which is honestly, I feel like the worst part about having acne is it's super red on the face. I feel like it just draws people's eyes right to it. And when I'm talking to them, I feel like it's the only thing that they're looking at. Another product line that I recommend is the Dermalogica Clear Skin line. That line is directly created to help with congestion in the skin. So if you have a lot of whiteheads, if you have a lot of blackheads, that's what we consider congestion. So if that's what you're suffering from, then I highly recommend that you get the entire Clear Skin line from them. They have a face wash, they have a retinol and an age bright clearing serum. The retinol should be used at night, and you should never go out into the sun after you use retinol. And it also, if you get the kit, it comes with the daily microfoliant, which is a rice bran type of exfoliation. Anybody who's suffering from acne should definitely be exfoliating their face at least twice a week. Honestly, you could technically use the daily microfoliant every day, but at that point, you're gonna start over exfoliating your face, and then you could inherently cause yourself to have more acne breakouts. Another thing that I highly recommend from Dermalogica is their Acne Biotic Moisturizer. This moisturizer was developed specifically for acneic skin. It helps with to treat and prevent acne. It also hydrates and supports the skin's natural microbiome, and it helps aging skin. So even if you're an adult suffering from acne, this line is for you. It's not just for preteens and teenagers who are suffering from hormonal acne. Another pro tip for acneic clients is, if you don't already have an esthetician or have seen a dermatologist, I highly recommend that you see a dermatologist and you find an esthetician who really knows how to treat acne. I highly recommend that you implement trying to heal your acne from within, in addition to whatever your dermatologist says, as well as your esthetician. These professionals are what's going to help guide you and expedite the healing process of your acne. Now, if it's just something that only happens every now and then, like when you get your period, or when you go from fall to winter or spring to summer, then you may not need to see a specialist as extreme as a dermatologist, but I would recommend that you get on a regimen with an esthetician and try to see an esthetician at least once a month. Seeing an esthetician once a month will give you access to a professional deep cleaning. It will also help with your cellular skin turnover. So when the skin is turning over faster, then you're actually going to help get rid of your acne faster as well. No more acne in sight, all covered up. Probably making it worse than I am making it better, because I just put makeup all over my acne. But, I wanted to feel confident today. I did take a couple of days off from wearing makeup over the weekend to kind of let my skin breathe and heal. So I hope you guys like this. And if you're suffering from acne and want to come see me for a deep acne detox facial, call or text me at 401-753-9130. And if you enjoyed this video, want to see the full-length version, go to my YouTube channel. And if you have any questions or concerns or found this helpful, leave a comment below and make sure to double tap. Have a great day.